Mark Erelli graduated from Bates College in Lewiston with a degree in biology, but his career has taken him down a very different path. He is a singer and a songwriter who used to live in Portland and whose new album is called Lay Your Darkness Down.
Some darkness has crept into Mark Erelli's own life in recent years. He has slowly been losing his eyesight, a condition he first became aware of 3 years ago in the middle of a performance. You looked down as you were playing. What happened?
Well, I couldn't see something, and that was my guitar neck. It was just too dark, and I couldn't see the frets or the markers to see where I was or even what string I was on. It was pretty disconcerting.
And a few more weeks went by, and it became apparent to you that something was wrong with your vision. You went to a doctor. What was the diagnosis?
I was diagnosed with a degenerative retinal disease called retinitis pigmentosa. And it's not a particularly common disease, but it basically starts in middle age usually and progresses unpredictably, but usually inevitably to legal blindness, and in some cases even further.
How much has your vision deteriorated so far since then, about 3 years now?
Yeah, I can't drive at night. I don't see very well in the dark, and what seems like very low light or dark conditions to me might just feel a little dim to someone else. It's a challenge because to look at me, I just have a pair of glasses, but you can't tell. So it's a bit of an invisible disability. So sometimes I can find myself in a situation all of a sudden where I'm like, I can't see anything here. And if people don't know, they don't know how I'm doing.
In your line of work, this poses a lot of problems. I mean, backstage, it's always dim, it's dark, there are cables on the floor, things like that. Or simply trying to drive to gigs. You don't do a lot of matinees. 98% of them are at night, and you can't see well enough anymore to drive in the dark. How does this affect your career going forward?
Yeah, it's a bit of a cruel irony, right? Because in daytime conditions with my glasses on, I actually have 20/20 vision. It's just the conditions that I work under, maybe 90% of those conditions, I'm probably close to legally blind. So it just requires a lot more thought, a lot more careful advanced consideration, a lot more logistics and stuff like that. It's a bit exhausting, but the alternative is to not play music, and that is not an alternative.
One of the things that has happened through this is I know you've kept your sense of humor. I love the story you've told about you go into the living room and you say to the kids, "Where's the dog?"
Yeah.
Tell me that.
Yeah, well, our dog is tan, kind of golden, and the couch is tan and golden. So sometimes if he's lying in the right spot, I'm like, "Where's the dog?" He's right there, and I can't see him. It's challenging, but you have to kind of be gentle with yourself and remember to laugh.
What has happened to you has been reflected in the songs that you've written for your new album that's coming out now. What kind of an impact did it have on you creatively?
Well, I was kind of catastrophic when I first got the diagnosis. I thought, like, well, this is it. I'm not going to be able to go anywhere or do anything or navigate strange environments. I have to be able to make music at home if I want to keep doing this. And I only have a small, very basic studio at home. So I set about trying to figure out how to make full band recordings by myself at home, and that grew into the new record.
All right, you got a song off this new album that you're going to play for us, so let's hear it. Mark Erelli.
What was that? Have I been here before? In a past life, I was exactly the same, I'm pretty sure. I've seen that chair, read the books on the shelf. In the next life, maybe I'll go easier on myself. Can't make a mistake disappear, no matter how you try. Don't let go of your fear. You can't live in fear, but you can use it as fuel for the fire. Fuel for the fire. My forever friend, we never talk. Call last night, and it felt like we were taking a walk on these faithless streets, wasted and torn. We knew that we knew everything, and we were ignored. Can't kill a dream when it's meant to be, no matter how you try. Never mind what they say, they're gonna say it anyway. You can use it as fuel for the fire, fuel for the fire. Well, I'm losing time, and when I really think about it, I've lost years. I'm keeping all my secrets close, gathering up my ghosts, gonna use them as fuel for the fire, fuel for the fire, fuel for the fire, fuel for the fire. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Losing one's eyesight certainly has a profound impact. I'm struck by the story you tell of you were the guest of honor at a party. I think it was your 40th birthday party.
Yeah.
A little while back. And Lori McKenna, who's a dear friend of yours and an enormously talented songwriter and musician, said something to you as it was going on that you've incorporated into a song. What did she say to you?
There was a band that my wife had put together of all these musicians that had played with me over the years, and a bunch of my singer-songwriter friends came to cover my songs fronting this band, and I just had to watch, and it was amazing. It was like being at your own wake. And Lori, as I was standing out in the audience, said, "Pay attention, Erelli, you're going to want to remember this." And then, you know, several years later, it became the title of a song that we wrote together that appears on the new record.
And I imagine there are a lot of moments in your life now when you savor things, savor the moment in a way that perhaps you didn't a few years ago.
Yeah, I'm pretty, like most people, I struggle with staying in the moment. And so this is a constant reminder to do that. I won't claim to be successful 100% of the time, but I do try and orient myself, you know, in that vein.
I'm so impressed with a lot of things about Mark Erelli, but just on a musical level, the way he recorded this new album by just going into his little home studio and basically doing so much of it himself.
He's got a great voice too. Love listening to him, and I love what he said about on his journey having to learn how to be gentle with himself and how to laugh, learning how to laugh, and I think that's something that really we all can learn from.
Yeah, and he's a really gifted songwriter too. The songs on the album and his previous songs, good stuff. Again, the name of Mark Erelli's new album is Lay Your Darkness Down.
If you would like to see Mark perform, he'll be playing at 1 Longfellow Square in Portland next week. The show is on Friday, June 30th. We've got more information on Mark and the show in the 207 section of our website and app.